Oh,
Fantastic. All right.
are.
Well, let's do another episode of 365 Unplugged. And Stephen Collier, look, I'm unplugged. No cables.
Also known as Walking with Loryan.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about today? My topic that I would like to suggest is the new improvements in SharePoint Designer, and is there now enough for customers to build their own intranets without needing a partner? What's yours?
So mine would be Yammer versus Teams.
Oh, no. What a unique take on a topic. All right. Let's paper, rock, scissors this.
All right.
1,
2, 3.
Hang on, what is that?
Your hand. I don't know. This is paper.
So I've done paper too. Let's do it again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Did you just do paper again?
Yeah.
All right. Third time lucky.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. I win.
Okay.
All right. So SharePoint Design. So at Ignite, they announced all these new features in SharePoint Modern Pages that really just made it really straightforward and simple for people to, I guess, design their own intranets. I kind of look at this and go, well, where does a partner fit into it? Where do things like live tiles fit into it if I can make an amazing, beautiful intranet out of the box? Where does a partner fit into it if, again, this stuff can be done out of the box? Where's the custom design required? All that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts?
Think about it this way, right? And by the way, this episode is brought to you exclusively on a Surface Go, and I am in Afghanistan. You can see my turban, sunglasses. I feel like I'm on sea. I'm part of a SEAL team. So coming back to what you were saying, you still have to build it out. You still have to add your own CI. You need to understand the complexities of how hub sites work and all of that. So going with a partner like Valo or Atalo or Unili or Akumina, there's like 34 intranet-in-a-box companies. It's much easier to templatize that, go make some coffee while you roll out your intranet, and you come back 43 minutes later and it's there. Whereas it's build versus buy. It's still the same thing. It might be easier because you've got these really cool stuff in communication sites and hero web parts and all those things. You still need to glue it together. Whereas intranet-in-a-box orgs are not only about styling and theming. If you look at what buying tuning has done around their deployment framework, you can now paint, and then you can also grab features that are available to you out of the box. So take Valo. Valo's got a vacancy, they've got classifieds, they've got an event thing that gets deployed immediately. Whereas with what you can do with a modern intranet now inside of SharePoint is you can go build all of those things, except it looks prettier than it did in SharePoint 2013.
Okay, so you've made a good case for intranet-in-a-box solutions. What about then partner services? So SharePoint partners have had it pretty sweet for many, many years in that they have been able to, sell custom intranets. And the value they sell is around the business analysts and the UI designers and the change management, those kind of things. But with Microsoft kind of shrinking these things and making them more out of the box, okay, sure. So maybe you still get like a Valo or a whatever kind of out of the box intranet. But what about partner services? Do you think that now kind of gets cut down?
Look, so take one step back and have a look at what partner services have been traditionally selling in SharePoint versus what proper enterprise information or enterprise content management principles are. What everyone's still missing, well, not everyone. You look at the guys like Skybo, Webcon, Crow Canyon that are now pre-packaging process management solutions with their tooling. So now you can get a clinical trials app, or you can get those sort of things, which I think is really what's missing from SharePoint in that conversation around an intranet. An intranet is not just a carousel slider that tells you about what's happening in the organization. It's so much more. But because people are not focusing on the value prop around process reengineering and productivity enrichment, it always gets pushed to the side. Oh, no, we need classifieds. Oh, no, we need a canteen menu. that's not the only part to an intranet. So yes, there might be design elements that are going to impact the way we engage. It's much easier now to do stuff out of the box so that Microsoft can control it better. But you still need that partner engagement to come in and say, okay, you want a leave management system or a clinical trials or a store opening system or an RFP system. You can still do that inside of SharePoint. It still needs some tooling and it still needs some planning from a consulting services perspective.
Okay, so do you think then that maybe the role of partner services is then diminished, somewhat maybe now, but then significantly later? Because if you think about it from an evolution of cloud, Office 365, BPOS, those kind of things.
And he is gone. We are eagerly awaiting Loryan to connect back to the interwebs and actually come online. And while we do that, I will do some finger puppets.
Hang on, I'm back. Sorry, I walked close to my house and the Wi-Fi kicked in.
Yeah, I did finger puppets, yeah.
All right, cool. So, so in the early days of Office 365, the Exchange migration got easier. So Exchange partners became commoditized. We then kind of moved on. We're seeing this from a change management perspective, Skype for Business, now with Teams and those kind of things. Now with the SharePoint side of things, we've got migration services available from Fast Track, but also the tool available. So do you think that really, I guess, the SharePoint services have enjoyed this, SharePoint partners, have enjoyed this kind of we're custom, we're special, we're unique. Now they're becoming commoditized as well? And even if not now, soon?
Well, commoditization, commodity as a service, software as a service is real. It's finally real. So think about how you can do orchestration with Kubernetes across AWS, Google, as well as Azure. Commodity is real. People want business outcome. So invariably, solutionized organizations are going to take a knock because they're selling vaporware, because the vaporware is backed by a consultant that can go in and build a process flow diagram. Now we're seeing more. Look, the internet is not going to die. It's not going to go away from consulting services because Microsoft hasn't templatized anything. So it's not like you get SharePoint Online, click a button, and all of a sudden you've got these predefined page layouts that give you functionality in the back end.
Okay, so let's then look at it from then a user perspective. So users, historically may have gone to a SharePoint administrators training course for 3 days and be taught something that's probably the previous version or it's already out of date thanks to SharePoint Online. So do you think now, though, with SharePoint modern sites being so simple and drag and drop and all those kind of things, that it's more of a case of maybe go along to a one-day training course, be taught the fundamentals of SharePoint, and then how to drag and drop stuff, and then you're good to go?
No. So what does all these cool features inside of SharePoint include? Styling and all of that too. It takes away the effort that the UX and UI people used to spend building out the customizations from a front-end perspective. You still need a consultant to go in and say, okay, how do we build your information architecture? Okay, what is the layout going to look like from a wireframe perspective? It just makes that entire process easier. Ergo, yes, consulting services businesses will take maybe a 30-40% knock on building out an intranet, but it's still there. It's still current. It's still valid. You're still going to need someone to come in to build it out. It just makes business much easier to adopt the product because the product is more simplified now to maintain from an ongoing perspective.
So from a partner perspective, do you think this gives more of a rise to consulting services now in the SharePoint world rather than partner services in the SharePoint world, because it's less about selling a product, but more about guiding people through what is the new intranet and information architecture and those kind of things?
No, I think that commoditization is real. Commoditization is coming hard and fast. People want immediate, they want that instant gratification, like smoking a cigarette. So if you put a brochure and a bow and you wrap it up and you give it a name and you walk into a customer and you tell them this solves your business pains, that's it. So no, neither. Consulting services businesses will still be there, but commoditization is going to encroach on that. And then you're eventually going to be selling a mobile phone contract to a customer to get all these features. like you can buy now with a perpetual license or a subscription-based license from a lot of orgs. The Internet-in-a-Box companies haven't caught up yet. They still sell you buy the product and then pay me a maintenance fee per annum so that you get the latest features. They haven't gotten to selling it around. It's going to cost you $27 a user.
But that time is coming. So for both Internet-in-a-Box ISVs as well as partner services firms, that time is coming for them, where they've got to look at how do we evolve our business to live in this new world where, our wings have been clipped now and there's less for us to do.
Yeah. So what is our managed service offering outside of CapEx? Because everything was CapEx, right? Give us $10,000, $20,000 and we'll deploy an internet for you. Now, the message is give us $1,000 a month for 24 months and we'll deploy an internet in 42 minutes and then maintain it for as long as you pay us.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I think I think there's no real bone of contention here. We've got slightly differing viewpoints, but we're kind of coming in between. This is quite a boring episode from a fight perspective.
Well, I dressed up, mate. I dressed up, and we've got that beautiful view in the background of you. And in closing, Surface Go's do not have background glare because they don't have I think a KB Lake or a coffee cake process. And that's it from my side. Coffee Lake, KB Lake. That's Coffee Lake right now. It was KB Lake, the last iteration of Intel process. True story.
And I don't have background blur on my phone. So, next phase.
All right. Is that it?
This has been Loryan Strant. And
this is Alistair Pugin.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
I'm in the middle of a road.
So I just switch this thing off and it will automatically save the recording, right? So I hang up.
So just stop the recording.
Yes.
Because if you